Hello everybody and welcome to week 4 of the NCL Pick Ems. An interesting week this week, that's for sure. Some great games and some interesting results. First we'll jump into um, the picks that were made for week 3, and we'll see then where people are standing um, in the overall score. And yeah, anyway, we'll just get straight into it, I guess, this week. So the week 3 matchups were the Krabby Kadabbies versus the Atlanta Staraptors, the Snow Point City Blizzard versus the Detroit Terravolts, Adelaide Overheat versus Wiltshire Water Turtles, Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Tampa Bay Weasels, Ladner Lantern versus the UNC Wingals, Green Bay Glisserpods versus the Seattle Staraptors. With some quite lopsided um, picks. A lot of matches were expected to be quite decisive wins, but as we'll see on the next slide, it was not quite like that. With Austin and the Atlanta Raptors coming out above Cade and the Krabby Kadabbies. Nacho did beat Magic, so the majority of people picked that one correctly. I did not manage to beat Phil, so that one defying expectations there as well. The Tampa Bay Weasels coming out above the Cleveland Cavaliers. So that one going a little bit against the grain there. Ian of the Ladner Lantern did beat Jay, so he did manage to get that one correct. Most people managed to get that one correct, so that's pretty good. And then the Green Bay Glisserpods did beat the Seattle Staraptors as well, so most people picking that one. So just the first and the third games here that went a little bit outside of expectations. So we'll jump into the tally of how things are going, and it looks like Howler picked up a good week this week, topping the charts this week with the 5-1, drawing that one with Phil. And though Howler is still down the bottom thanks to his abysmal first 2 weeks, but making some interesting picks there has definitely brought him back into the game. And now Phil, Dom, and Austin are all drawing for the first place at the moment. So we'll see if they can keep that up as this season continues. I've dropped down to 4th, and then everyone else is pretty evenly spread out over the remainder there. So it's definitely looking to be an interesting race to see who's going to be able to win the Pick Ems title, Pick 'em champion title this season. Next up, we'll have a look through this week's matchups and at who people are looking to be the winners. We have the Atlanta Raptors versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. This will be an interesting match, 100%. Austin and Dom are both good friends, especially I'm good friends with both of them. They're good friends with each other. And it's going to be an interesting matchup, that's for sure. It's going to be a tough game there. UNC Wingals versus the Green Bay Glisserpods. Jay's a great battler, Matt's a great battler. Both of them haven't been having the most successful season so far, but they've both made changes to their teams, I believe. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see whose changes bring them out on top. Um, the Tampa Bay Weasels versus the Atlanta Lantern. Also going to be an interesting match. Ben's been playing really well. Ian's been playing really well. So probably one of the matches to watch this week. Seattle Raptors versus the Adelaide Overheat. So I'm versing Daniel here. I mean, it's going to be interesting, that's for sure. Who knows what will happen in this match? I don't really. We'll have to have a better look at the teams. And once again, I won't go into too much detail about what I'm planning. So then we've got the Detroit Terravots versus the Krabby Kadabbies. Nacho's had some good players this season, and Cade hasn't been performing as well as expected. A lot of pressure to put on his shoulders, I think. He was expected to do really well after having a really good season last season, so that pressure could be getting to him. And then we've got the Wiltshire War Turtles versus the Snow Point City Blizzard, which is going to be another interesting game for sure. Phil is has been doing really well as well. He beat me. Actually, I don't know if I should be talking about that, but yeah, whatever. My personal video is not uploaded yet, but at the time that I am recording this, so whatever. We'll see. Anyway, but yeah, that'll be an interesting match to check out as well. Magic is known for bringing some interesting sets, to say the least. So we'll go through each matchup, the face-off, see what the teams are, and how I think they will go against each other, and yeah, what everyone is picking for this week. First up, we have the Atlanta Raptors versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, Austin versus Dom, Mega Altaria, Victini, Gliscor, Tangrowth, Empoleon, Cryogonal, Haunter, Raikou, Keldeo, Zoroark, Ferroseed versus the Mega Charizard X, the Jirachi, Suicune, Crobat, Greninja, Gligar, Almado, Tapu Bulu, Cresselia, Lanoon, and Electrode. So, going to be some interesting things here. Once again, Dom's Mega Charizard, Jirachi, Suicune, the Tapu Bulu as well, the Cresselia, having all that bulk, all that damage, is going to be troublesome for Dom to break through. Like, Mega Altaria needs to get some Dragon Dances up to deal with Charizard. Victini can deal with Jirachi, but Suicune can be a pretty good wall against Victini, especially with the Gligar there and the Tapu Bulu there as well. So if Victini is like going for a electric move, the Gligar can cover for the Suicune in that way. Cresselia is just going to be a bulky wall to break through as well. Gliscor is like not going to appreciate hits from the Tapu Bulu. It's not going to appreciate hits from the Suicune. It could be a good wall for the Mega Charizard, but Tangrowth is definitely not going to be that. Empoleon's not really going to be that either. Mega Charizard here has a field day, in my opinion. So it's definitely going to be a tough game for Austin and the Atlanta Raptors. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I went with the Cleveland Cavaliers because I just think the matchup, the team matchup, is a lot better in favor of Dom. Austin backing himself, Ben backing Austin, and Phil backing Austin as well. Everyone else going for Dom and the Cleveland Cavaliers. So fairly one-sided in that aspect. But I mean, who knows? Austin's been having a really good season, and he's been beating a lot of people that you wouldn't normally expect him to. Namely, he's got a bad track record of versing his friends, so it's good to see him doing really well this season, and hopefully for his sake he can pull it off against the Cleveland Cavaliers. But I am going with Dom just because I think that he has the matchup. Next up, we've got the Wingulls versus the Green Bay Glissopods. Mega Camera, Clefable, Bishop, Haxorus, Cloyster, Rotom-Mow, Volbeat, Gothitelle, Dusclops, Hitmonlee, and Tornadus Therian. The Cloyster and the Hitmonlee are new to the team, I believe. I think. I can't remember what he traded. What was it? The Dusclops. Doesn't matter. Anyway, and the Green Bay Glissopods have the Mega Sharpedo, the Latios, Volcarona, Donphan, Decidueye, Registeel, Girder, Thunderous Eye, Florges, Weezing, and Regice. Picking up the Thundy and the Registeel for this team is definitely some threats there. Like Jay with the Wingulls does have some mons that can put in some work. Like Clefable looks like it'll be pretty good. Bishop looks like it could be alright. Haxorus can definitely put in work. Cloyster could be a nice setup sweeper. Cloyster looks like it can deal with a lot of the things that Matt and the Green Bay Glissopods can throw at Jay, but there's definitely going to be a struggle for sure. Like, just the speed tiers for one, obviously. The Wingulls having that less than 100 or less speed tier stipulation is limiting in that factor already. And then Matt also has like very strong setup sweeper threats himself, like the Latios, the Volcarona, the Mega Sharpedo. And then he's got a lot of nice defense to go with it, the Registeel and the Florges, even the Weezing. I am going with the Green Bay Glissopods in this matchup, just because Matt is really good, and I feel like he can take advantage of Jay's slow team here. But that's not to say that Jay is completely out of possibilities of winning this. Like, you never know what will happen, but I'm siding with the Green Bay Glissopods, and it seems that most people are as well, so I'm not surprised to see that. And even Jay is voting against himself, so who knows what will happen. Up next we have the Tampa Bay Boizles versus the Ladner Lantern. So we got Ben versus Ian here. Mega Scizor, Kyron Black, Gengar, Crocodile, Primarina, Licky Licky, Kecleon, Zapdos, Emboar, Esselgor, and Mesprit. Versus Ian's Mega Pinsir, Mew, Sylveon, Alolan Ninetales, Rotom Heat, Alolan Sandslash, Alolan Raticate, Melodic, Kommo-o, Superior, and the Stunfisk. Mega Scizor seems like a really good bring against the Sylveon, the Ninetales. Even the Sandslash doesn't appreciate Mega Scizor. Mew doesn't appreciate Mega Scizor. Mega Pinsir doesn't mind it so much, but it's still going to take some big hits from the Mega Scizor if that comes. Sorry, I've just got a bit of a sore throat today. Alolan Raticate, it's not going to appreciate like a superpower from the Mega Scizor or something like that. Melodic can just be U-turned out on the Mega Scizor, and that brings like Kyurem in or Gengar in. Zapdos in is a good one. Ian is going to have a tough time with Ben's team for sure. Ben's had been having a really good season this season as well. But I do think that Ian is going to be able to come up with some nice sets to deal with what Ben can throw at him. Um, like I know I said, Mega Scizor absolutely destroys Alola Ninetales, but otherwise Alola Ninetales does look really good against Ben's team. Coma O can definitely put in a lot of work, especially if it gets set up. Superior looks like it could be pretty decent as well. And you can never count out Mega Pinsir. Oh god, my throat. Sorry guys, too much talking. But anyway, I'm siding with Ian just because Ian's really good, and I feel like he's definitely going to put Ben on the back foot with what he brings. So, it looks like a pretty even split for this match, with Ian just overtaking the Ben and the Tampa Bay Weasels. So that was a pretty close match up there. Probably the game to watch this week. This week, if I had to pick one. Which I do not, because I can watch them all if I really want to. Which you guys should do as well. But if you can only watch one, if you only have the time to watch one this week, definitely check out Ian's and Ben's, who both will have YouTube videos of their matches after that has been played. So make sure you subscribe to their YouTubes. Subscribe to all the coaches' YouTubes. Subscribe to my YouTube. Subscribe to the NCL YouTube if you're not already. Even after this unprofessional video where I'm coughing all the time. Don't blame me. It's just, it is not my fault. Anyway, up next we have the Seattle Staraptors versus me, the Adelaide Overheat. Mega Swampert, Volcanion, Mimikyu, Metagross, Politoed, Ditto, Xatu, Zygarde 50%, Jolteon, Scolipede, Slacking. My god. Daniel here made some changes that made his team look really scary. He picked up that Xatu, traded the Zeraora for a Jolteon, which was an interesting trade, but it does still make his team like really nice, and it gave him some extra points to work in other things like the Volcanion, which is going to be tough. I've got the Mega Beedrill, the Infernape, the Rotom Wash, Kyurem, Gardevoir, Gorgeist, Mariana, Kartana, Aerodactyl, Nidoking, and Kamala. So I do have my things that can deal with his team, in my opinion. But, I mean, I said that last week as well against Phil and the Wiltshire War Turtles, and I did not come out ahead in that. But it's whatever, I'll say that. I do have my plans. Whether they work or not is still to be seen, but I hope that I'll be able to come out on top, and that's why I'm voting for myself. I'm not going to go too detailed into this matchup because I don't want to give away any ideas. But things like the Zygarde, the Mimikyu, the Volcanion, the Mega Swampert in Rain, very scary things. Scolipede can be a threat for sure. And then Ditto as well, like, just always has to be prepped for no matter what. But yeah, I'm going to go for myself here. And it seems most other people are going for me as well. I don't know why it says 2 to 8. It's obviously 4 to 2. Because there's 12 people that pick in this. I guess I miscounted when I was filling this in. Oh well. It's obviously 4-8 in my favour. But last week it was also in my favour as well. But I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. Next matchup is the Detroit Terravots versus the Krabby Kadabbies. We got the Mega Diancie, Celesteela Toxapex, Serena, Chandelure, Uxie, Piloswine, Garchomp, Buzzwole, Electivire, and Drampa. A fairly disgusting team, if I do have to say so myself. Versus Mega Sceptile, Tapu Koko, Hawlucha, Vaporeon, Gigalith, Delphox, Avalag, Weavile, Mismagius, Excadrill, and Lantern. Another fairly disgusting team. This will be another match to watch this week, I think. I think the Weasels versus the Ladner Lantern will be the match to watch, but this will be up there as well. Just a bit of a disgusting team versus a disgusting team, and both good battlers as well, so going to be an interesting match for sure. Toxapex, pretty good. Wall can soak up stuff from the Vaporeon, the Delphox. I mean, Delphox get that Psychic type as well, but I guess we'll see. Mega Diancie is just a very offensive threat, though Mega Sceptile is very fast and offensive as well. Uxie is a good defensive wall. Piloswine gonna be able to chuck that Eviolite on and take some hits. Garchomp isn't really to be messed with. Probably one of the better answers, better dragons that deal with Tapu Koko. Though it's still going to have a tough time with the Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko Howlucha is just a disgusting combo. So that's going to be tough to work around as well. But I think Nacho here has a good ability too with the team that he has. So it's going to be an interesting game for sure. I am siding with the Krabby Kadabbies, as most people are, with Just Magic taking the unpopular road here and going for Nacho. Nacho definitely has an opportunity to beat Cade for sure. Cade has surprisingly been underperforming this season, so Nacho can definitely pick up a win here, I feel. Though even he is voting against himself. But yeah, most people are backing Cade because he's Cade, and he is really good, and he has a good team. So we'll see if he can redeem himself from how he's been going this season so far, which I mean is still entirely possible at this point. He's while might be underperforming a little bit, it's not because he's bad or he's worse than he was last season or anything like that. It's just everyone in this league is improving, and it's become a really competitive league, in my opinion. So, the competition here is really close, and people can surprisingly take games off each other when you're least expecting it. Everyone in this league, I feel, is a fairly competent battler. But yeah, we'll go into our last matchup now, which is the Wiltshire Wartortles versus the Snowpoint City Blizzard. And we got the Mega Aerodactyl, the Manaphy, Conkeldurr, Nidoqueen, Whimsicott, Bronzong, Tauros, Goodra, Umbreon, Rotom, Blacephalon versus the Mega Aggron, Landorus, Therian, Ferrothorn, Pelipper, Kingdra, Meloetta, Castform, Zeraora, Ludicolo, Klefki, and Quillfish. So, Conkeldurr, the bane of my existence. Umbreon, the bane of my existence. Goodra, the bane of my existence. all three Mons that put in a lot of work against my team over the last, like in our match in the last week. But like Magic has a decent team to be able to deal with some of these threats as well. Like Mega Aerodactyl's not really going to be able to touch a Mega Aggron that much. Though, like Mega Aggron's not really going to be able to touch Kinkelda, which is going to be able to sit in front of it. Though Kinkelda isn't really going to be able to touch like Meloetta. And then Meloetta isn't really going to be able to touch like the Bronzong. I don't know. I haven't actually done any calcs in that respect or anything like that. I guess it really depends what Meloetta set Magic brings. But yeah, this is going to be another interesting match to watch for sure. I am siding with Phil and the Wiltshire Wartortles 100% just because he beat me, and you got to be pretty good to be able to do that. I'm kidding. Though he played exceptionally well against me. I definitely don't feel like I played bad. He just played really well against me, and he had some good prep. And like he's real good. So I feel like Magic and the Snowpoint City Blizzard are in for a tough match, and that's why I'm siding with the Wartortles. But don't count Magic out. He does bring interesting sets a lot of the time, and it can quite often catch you unaware. So, Wiltshire Wartortles versus the Snowpoint City Blizzards is a very even matchup here. Going by what people are saying, by who they're picking. But I am going with the Wiltshire Wartortles. Let's hope my picks pay off for me this week. Unlike last week, where they did not. But yeah, so that's who people are picking this week. Yeah, so subscribe to the NCL YouTube for more content, stuff like this. Hopefully next week I won't have such a sore throat and talking won't be as much of a challenge. But otherwise, thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, check out the coaches' YouTubes in the description as well. So we'll catch you next week for the results of the Week 4 matchups and the Week 5 Pick Ems. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later.